Yeah, so this is the outline. I'm just gonna go over small background by myself, why I chose University of Alberta, courses I had to take as a first year eng student, math courses most engineering students take, and university life, differences between university and high school, conclusions and recommendations, and then references in IEEE styles, gotta do that stuff, And next slide. Alright, so a little bit of background by myself. I graduated magna cum laude 8 years ago. Class, I already said that.
Message in the office for Nicholas F. Message in the office for Nicholas F.
I took 3 AP courses. I took AP Comp Sci, AP Calc AB, and Calc BC with Ms. Lafferty. And then I took Intro to Cal with Mr. Cal as well. And I think I got a Calc BC, I got a 4, Calc AB I got a 5, AP Comp Sci I got a 4. I took leadership level 1 and 2, and I was a student athlete. I played water polo in high school. I did 5 clubs when I was in high school, and I peer tutored pre-Cal 40s and 30s. So, basically, with can you go again? Sorry. With the things I did here, I got into 3 schools. I got into UBC engineering. I think it's just first year, and then I got into University of Calgary, and then University of Alberta. And then next slide, I chose University of Alberta because I got a scholarship. That was the biggest reason. It was free first year basically. So. Yeah, and then it has a decent engineering program, and then a good graduate level program. So I really want to do my master's. At the moment, I really want to, pursue my education. And I have family there in Edmonton. That was the reasons. These are the courses a first year engineering got to take at University of Alberta. It's really similar to University of Calgary and UBC. At least last time I checked. Basically, you got to take 2 chemistry courses. Chem 103 here is basically like grade 12 math. Grade 12 chemistry. Eng 100 and Eng 160 are like engineering ethics courses. Eng 130 is engineering mechanic courses. For those of you who are interested, it's like basically like moments of inertia, stuff like that, and English. And Math 100, which is basically Calculus 1, Calc AB, and Phys 130 was just an introductory course about like wave motions, lights, sound, and stuff like that. And Comp 100 was basically AP Comp Sci. I didn't have any problem in that course, and I put literally zero effort into it, and I got an A. So easy course. And Math 101 is Calc 2, Calc BC. I don't think we do Calc BC anymore, right? We don't have Calc BC anymore. Yeah. Yeah. And
some after AP do a little bit of.
Yes. And then Math 102, which was linear algebra. So the 3 math courses in engineering kind of got to take. I think in most universities are like Calc 1, Calc 2, and algebra in the first year. Next slide, please. So this was my fall term last year, first semester of.
Message in the office for Nicholas F. Message in the office for Nicholas F.
As you can see, nothing crazy. Other than Tuesdays, I had class from 8 to 9, which is, yeah. It's really normal in engineering, just so you guys can get a sense of what's happening. Like you're taking like six courses, and most of them got labs, and some of them got seminars. So what are labs? Labs are basically you go there, you do an experiment, and then you have to write a post lab, and then in seminars, the prof gives you a set of practice problems, and you do them, and then they're worth literally nothing. They're worth about 5% of your grade, but if you get them, it's free 5%. Then next slide. this one is my winter. Again, Tuesdays are crazy. I have 9 to 8, but other than that, it's pretty chill here. And next slide, please. Well, this is my next semester, and I literally have 8 to 5 every day, and I'm not even getting paid.
So you got stuck with your more seminars and labs in
Yes,
semester 2.
yes.
Yeah.
So as you guys can see here, these are all labs, and I have like 3 ECE courses, which are like electrical engineering courses and computer engineering courses. I'm taking 2 comp sci courses and 1 physics, and well, I think all of them have labs, all of them have seminars. So, you know, yeah, my Tuesdays are crazy. 8 to 5, and I have like about like 30 minutes here to eat. Yeah. So as you guys saw, it kind of depends, right? It kind of depends on your semester. Some semesters are really crazy, like this one, but my first semester wasn't that bad. Like I had time to study, I had time to, socialize and clubs and stuff. But I don't know about next semester. We'll see how that goes. Next semester. Yeah. So courses most engineering students gotta take, like just I think Canada, as long as I know, is Calc 1, Calc 2. Calc 1 is basically, for those of you who took Calc AB, it's basically the same thing. With one thing, mathematical induction. We didn't do mathematical induction in Calc 1. Some people do it in differential equations, but I had to do it in Calc 1. That's why they didn't accept my Calc AB credit, because we didn't do mathematical induction in Calc AB. And then Calc 2, Calc BC is basically like integrals, integration, different like methods, U sub, trig sub, stuff like that. And next slide, please. And then you guys gotta take linear algebra. I'm quoting one of my professors, one of my Eng professors. He said linear algebra is the most important course for engineers. I think Calc 1 is pretty important, but linear algebra is really important. It's all about vectors and matrices and how to solve different system of equations, linear equations, as you guys can see, lines and planes, and stuff like that. And then you guys gotta take differential equations, which is just basically algebra, but just a little bit harder. And then Calc 3, which is partial differentiation, derivatives of integrals and stuff like that. Yeah. Next slide, please. Okay, so my university life kind of separated into 2 categories. My living in a dorm and school. I think for me, living in a dorm was really important. Like, I don't know about Gary, but for me, living in a dorm was like one of the best choices I've ever made. I think it was great. I lived in a dorm which I had my own private washroom and own private room, and we did have a kitchen, but we still had to get the cafeteria meal plan. But you guys gonna kind of understand here, like you're not living with your parents anymore when you're in that stage, and the people on your floor kind of become your family, right? So you guys help each other out with like literally everything. You guys go eat together, you guys do assignments together and stuff like that. Next slide, please. So yeah, that was basically living in the dorm. And school. So this is basically what I do, or what I did like basically 2 weeks ago as one of my ECE courses lab. It's basically a really simple, I don't know why I cropped it, but it's basically a really simple and or gate circuit. These are, and well, this is what I was talking about. Like you guys basically do everything together and with your floor mates. And this is us at 11:55 on a Friday doing a math assignment which was due at 12. We finished it. We always finish, but you know, as you guys can see, everyone's tired. This is Gavin. I'm gonna talk about Gavin after. Yeah. Everything. So yeah, differences between uni and high school. I listed a few things here, but in my opinion, time management is a really big thing in university. You guys gotta learn how to manage your time. Cause okay, in high school, I don't think we had that much, like that many assignments. Like we didn't have to do, like I don't even remember if I ever had to do assignments for math. But in university, you're basically getting bombed with assignments and post labs and seminars, and then after that 8 to 5 you come back and then you gotta do your assignments and labs. So yeah. Oh, and can we go back? One another big thing is interaction with your profs. This one's kind of crazy. Your profs are not gonna remember your names. Your classes are super big. Like my smallest class last year was about like 130 people. And well, you know, it's kind of obvious that your prof is not gonna remember your name. But you know, if you go to office hours, so office hours are basically like hours that you can go to the prof's office and then just basically ask them any type of questions you have. You can talk about like their research or like ask them about like the assignments or anything. If you really want to get to know a professor or you think their research is interesting to you, I think office hours is when you can, you know, get that experience. Yeah. Okay. Conclusions and recommendations. So I was talking to Gavin, my buddy, and this is basically what he had to say. He's from a small town in Alberta called GP, and he was the valedictorian there, and the governor general's. He got the governor general's award, so he graduated top of his class, and this is basically what he had to say. I'm just gonna leave this here for you guys, but I'm just gonna summarize it for you guys as well. He was like, he told me that good study habits in high school are really important. You need to kind of create that good study habit in high school so you wouldn't get stuck in university. You guys get what I'm saying? And one other thing he said, there are lots of resources in universities, but the thing about university is that you're the one that is responsible to go and get that resource, right? So you're the one that like you're not gonna have a counselor telling you, oh, you're failing this course, you know, you better do better, or you failed the course and then that course is a prereq for your other courses, and then if you fail that course you're not gonna be able to take the other courses, right? And then your 4-year graduate is selling your 4-year degree is basically becoming a 5-year degree, right? So if you want that resources, you're the one that should go and get it, and you're the one responsible for it. And one other thing is try to enjoy university and make friends and try to talk to people. I know my first day was crazy. I didn't know anyone, but then you sit down and the person right next to you is interesting. You talk to them, and then you guys get to know each other, and then do assignments together. And I feel like it's really important to kind of understand that you're in university and you're literally living the dream, and the people that are right next to you share the same passion as you. So you guys can definitely find something to talk about. And yeah, that's about it. Any questions?
Did you
Did I apply to UofM?
Did you ever consider it?
I
Gary, the question to him was, did you ever consider going to U of M?
It'll pop Gary back on the screen too.
Yeah. I think I did at some point, you know, you're living with your parents and that's kind of nice and you don't have to pay for dorms and stuff. But I kind of really wanted to get that experience, that university experience and living in a dorm and stuff.
Back on the screen.
And I got that scholarship, so yeah.
What about schools like U of T or what? Have you considered these?
I didn't apply to any schools. Like I applied to like Western Canada. I didn't really apply to the schools in Toronto or just in Ontario. 'Cause, well, I don't know. In my opinion, Ontario is kind of busy, and I'm kind of not, you know, I'm kind of into the countryside type. Yeah.
How much free time do you have for wait or just
How much free time? That's a good question. Are you talking like weekends or like how much? Because in university you kind of like during the weekdays you're kind of busy just doing like school. You know, you have the 8 to 5 and then you have the assignments. But then in weekends I feel like if you manage your time well, you can get the weekends off. For sure, yeah. Yes.
So what kind of things
Pardon me?
what kind of things help you stay on to get a scholarship?
Okay, well, I got the scholarship. The reason I got the entrance scholarship, so they just basically look at your grades. They didn't really look at my extracurriculars, even though I was like part of the clubs and stuff. So yeah, that was basically it. Any other question? Yes. What got me interested in engineering? Like I always wanted to, you know, take things apart and then put them back together. I think that's what engineers do. So, you know, that's it. Yeah. Any other question?
Did you claim any of your AP credits so that you didn't have to do
I
first year
would have
courses?
done it for Calc BC for Calc 2, but the way okay, so yeah, this one's kind of important as well. I kind of forgot to mention. So the way most universities do engineering is you apply to the university and you do the first year, and then in that first year you get a GPA. You do all the courses and then you get a GPA, right? And then you get the engineering department ranks you guys based on your GPA, and then you rank the disciplines you want to get into. And let's say I have a 4.0 and my buddy has a 3.5 and we both want to get into mechanical engineering, but then the cutoff for mechanical engineering was a 3.7 based on the average of that year. I would get into mechanical engineering and my buddy would, right? So and what is related to that, if you skip a course, doesn't matter what kind, like if you claim an AP credit or you just skip it, your GPA, so they deduct 0.1 grade point off your GPA, 0.1, and it's
So
big.
that's Alberta, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's-
U of M does that.
U of M doesn't deduct it, but they don't count it towards your GPA either at U of M.
Oh, I thought they did.
I don't think so.
I think you get a 4.5
I think
if you have a 95 course.
that's only if you go to U.
Oh, okay.
But that, okay,
But you gotta
that
check
could
all
have
that
changed,
stuff
yeah.
out.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's Alberta.
Every
That's-
university has
yeah,
their own.
every university is different. And you know, kind of, if you guys have any questions, either like email the university or call them, and they answer. They would answer. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Go ahead. When did I apply? I applied. I think it was October 20th, and I got the early admission. So I got my acceptance letter on October 22nd. So 2 days after. Yeah.
Gary,
That one was
can you
crazy.
answer that, Sam? When did you apply for Waterloo, Gary?
Yeah, I mean, you started it pretty early, but you know, I submitted it like around February, and got in around early May. Wait, March actually. Yeah.
Two very
Yeah.
different timelines there, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Alberta is pretty quick.
yeah.
Other questions?
I have a question for Gary. What other schools did you apply to?
I applied to do Alberta as well, Toronto, and McMaster, pretty much those four. I would say they were pretty much all computer science and math.
Got a question?
Did you find your linear algebra course first year to be harder than your first year calc?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because well, I took Calc AB BC, so you know I had that background. So I feel like linear algebra was definitely harder. than Calc.
Here's a question for both of you.
Yes.
Did you notice any classmates when you were in Calc 1 or Calc 2 who didn't have high school calculus, and how do you think they fared?
Gary, you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know if anyone didn't do it, but I would say it's probably way harder, definitely.
For me, yeah, I had like for Alberta students, AP Calc is not a requirement, and well, their curriculum is different, right? So they learn definition of derivatives and like derivatives in their grade 12 math, basically, and well, I had to take Calc AB because that was just the requirement. For my friends that didn't take it, they didn't really have a problem. I'd say it's still doable, like 100%. Yeah, if you're in grade 12, or I mean, I guess it's kind of late if you're in grade 12, but if you're in grade 10 or 11 and you're considering taking AP courses, 100% do it. 100%, or at least like intro to Calc. Really important courses. Yes.
How would you make your study habits more efficient for your schoolwork?
It's a good question. I think I used Google Calendar a lot last year to manage my time. I feel like that's a big thing. Time management, 100%. That's the key. Yeah, and working with people. That one is really important too. You guys, it's really important to learn how to work with people and like study with people in university, because I feel like that was one of the big differences between university and high school too. You can survive high school just studying on your own, but then in university you definitely need that support group and those people. Yes. Yeah.
What do you do to organize your time?
What do you mean? What I?
Like, do you have a to-do list?
Oh yeah, yes. So at least so my university, we have a website, and then we have all the assignments and the post labs and the pre labs and everything. Like they do a to-do list for us, which is really nice. Yeah, I don't think that's the way they do it in University of Manitoba, but yeah, that's really nice. You just have the to-do list and then you just go through it basically, and then you put it in your Google Calendar, or you can just link your Google Calendar to that to-do list, and then it just matches up. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Thank you, Gary.